Welcome back.
Welcome back.
This episode we're going to be doing something a little bit different.
Yes, this is Q&A number 1.
A few weeks ago we asked you guys what you wanted to know about us, if you were curious about anything, if you had any questions at all. So we're going to answer those in just a sec.
Yes.
Hang around.
Stay with us. Okie doke.
Here we go. So
Our first question comes from...
Annika. And Annika asks, what is our travel setup?
Well, we've got a Ford Ranger with a aluminium canopy on the back.
Which we have a YouTube about the canopy when we made it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of going backwards a little bit to find that one.
Or we'll put the link in the comments.
Yeah.
And we've also got a Kokoda Digger 2 18-foot off-road van.
Yes, 18 6.
So it's only a little one, but it has your full bathroom, washing machine, and it really suits us just fine for living on the road.
Yeah, Vicky finds a washing machine and the oven.
Oh, an oven, yeah. And the washing machine.
Yes.
I love those. But, yeah, next question then leads to Deborah. Deborah asks...
That's Deborah.
She says, did we sell our home and why the big decision to travel? So...
We haven't sold our home. We've got the boys, our two
two adult sons living in the home.
In that, yep.
Paying a bit of rent.
And we left because of my mental health, basically.
Yeah, work was too stressful, so we won't go into that in detail again because
we have another
YouTube that those couple of questions were explained really quite in detail on our other YouTube, which is making the decision to leave, and all those sorts of things are covered in that.
Yeah.
So that YouTube is pinned at the top of our channel. It's called Reintroduction to Us.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are interested in the nitty gritty, have a look at that YouTube. And we will concentrate now on questions that we didn't really cover in that one.
Okay, Michelle
Next question
asks, there.
is from Michelle. What is the most difficult thing you encounter being full-time? Two things, probably. One of them is more recent.
Getting past Vicky.
What are you going to say? Come on.
No. Just squeezing past each other in the caravan sometimes.
That's not one of the most difficult.
Oh,
though,
no.
is it? That's just living in a small space.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we really are struggling with the last 12, 18 months or more. That you have to book a lot of things in advance. So that's a damn nuisance. Campsites, national parks. Some national parks are booked out 12 months, 6 months is the maximum you can do. 6 months in advance.
Yep.
It makes it really difficult. So that is one of the things that we are really struggling with.
Yes, it never used to be a drama, but nowadays it is.
Yeah, and the other thing that we still really struggle with after 6 years, slowing down.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how hard is it? You kind of think that within the first few months after work, you take your time and it's going to be hard to slow down. Whereas 6 years in, we are getting better at it, but...
Yeah, 9 days at Darwin.
In Darwin, 10 days in Darwin. But that's our longest stay ever. And we don't stop anywhere to work. We don't house sit. We are just full-time travellers, tourists, really, is what we are. But yeah, to actually slow down, we're trying hard, but we just seem to keep going all the time. So Michelle, that's your answer to that.
Yep.
Really hard to slow down.
And Rod's got
And
to
then
follow on.
Rod us, and that kind of follows on from that question. Do you book, do you plan, or do you wing it?
Well,
so
we do plan.
We do plan, or I plan.
Oh yeah, I don't. I'll
he
have
drives.
a look at wiki camps and
You plan point of interest.
point of interests
to go and see.
while
but-
we're there, or we're about to approach a place.
Whereas I do the planning beforehand.
Yep.
Don't lock in any dates, but I plan a bit of a route for the year.
I go where I'm told.
Yeah, it's seasonal. It's depending on, if there's festivals or things that we want to follow. So we have a bit of a route planned, but we don't book anything in unless we have to. So his question, do you wing it? Not really.
No.
Um,
Always got something in mind, I think.
Yeah, and even campsites. Like I have 2 or 3 up my sleeve. So if we get to the first one and think, nah, this isn't what we thought, there'll be another one 50 k's down the road.
Yep.
And so we kind of have a bit of an idea.
Yes.
All right, next question, Shelsey. Shelsey asks, how often do you fund those big ticket items?
And it's usually saved up birthday money.
Well, we don't buy gifts for each
Yeah.
other for birthday and Christmas. So we would rather use it for experiences.
I still like presents.
Sorry, Glenn. Yeah, we use it for experiences. So it may be that your birthday comes and goes and we'll go out for dinner. And then it might even be 2 months later that we find an experience that we normally wouldn't have done. That's my birthday present, thank you very
Yes.
much, we say. So we do it that way. We
Yeah. Well,
It's
my
also-
drone was a birthday present.
Yeah, the drone was your 60th. That was a big one
Yeah,
because
that was a
that's
big one, yeah.
yeah. But also, family at home. If they give us a bit of cash for birthday or Christmas, that all gets stashed away to use for experiences, because experiences make the trip really.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't imagine not doing anything. Yeah, you've got the beautiful nature and the walks and things that are free, but spending some money to do the experiences really does
Yeah.
make the trip.
Probably the biggest ticket item was ever the
Horizontal Falls.
Horizontal Falls. Yeah.
That one there was early in our trip,
Yeah.
and honestly, if I planned right from the start, if we're going to do this gap year, that's explained in the other YouTube, we're not doing it without doing Horizontal Falls.
Yep.
So that was all part of the initial budget. And I'm sure it's the same for lots of you. There's certain things like swimming with whale sharks that you might want to do, plan it, and make sure that you put the money aside.
I would have loved to swim with the whale sharks, but didn't think I was
Strong enough
strong
swimmer.
enough swimmer.
Yeah, you really don't want to drown.
No.
A noodle isn't going to cut it.
Yeah. It was hard enough swimming with the seals.
Yeah, that was great.
Hmm.
Anyway, moving on. Our next question is Philip. Philip asks, do you leave your van when free camping, and how do you secure it? Now, Philip wasn't the only one to ask this question. A lot of people have asked us this over the time and, over the years even.
Yes.
Are you comfortable leaving your van while free camping? And the answer is a big fat yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have got a tracker on it.
And we use that more for families to
Yeah.
know that they know where we are.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a security
They
thing.
don't care that much. Really. No.
So security wise, when we leave the van, we lock the door.
Yeah. And put a pin through the
If
DO35.
if we're in a remote area with a little slight concern, the pin goes in the DO35.
Yep.
But that doesn't happen too often. We basically just lock the door
Yeah.
and walk away. Like, if you feel unsafe in a free camp, you shouldn't be camping there. That's what we do. We just lock the door, occasionally use a pin. So yes, we do leave the van when we're free camping, because how else are you going to see stuff in the area? It's just a basic everyday thing. We leave the van.
Yeah.
Next question.
Comes from S. Kelly. How
S.
do you
Kelly.
find TV reception? Well, we don't bother.
We don't watch TV.
Unless there's V8 supercars I want to watch and it's free on free to air, which is a rarity nowadays.
Yeah, when we
don't bother.
over the last 6 years, really, we don't watch TV.
Yep.
We've
got Starlink.
We have got Starlink, so since we've got Starlink, we do watch a little bit more YouTubes and that sort of thing.
Yep. And
not really TV though.
Yeah, I tend to watch some other stuff.
You watch Star Trek.
Yeah,
I knew he was going to say that. He does watch a bit of Star Trek. That's after I'm in bed. So
yeah.
I don't watch
mainly
TV.
YouTubes actually.
Yeah, YouTubes. And it's S. Kelly. Sorry, I don't know what S stands for, but S. Kelly also asks. So he asked about TV reception. Do we have Starlink? And do we have a Cell-Fi booster in the car?
And we do.
So we had the Cell-Fi booster before we had Starlink, which was helpful. And we have maintained it because you don't have Starlink set up in the car, obviously, so while you're driving. So,
Some people do though. But
yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
But it just might help with 1 bar or so in the vehicle, and we already had it, so
yep.
we still use it. Okay, next question is from Maddie. Now, Maddie asks, how do you arrange postal delivery of items? Now, this is another one.
Yes, we don't.
We don't.
Very rarely do we do it. We've only received one item on the road, and that was my old work boots when we were at Urana.
Yeah, so they just got posted to the caravan park we were at. But as for online shopping, Glenn only does, he loves his online shopping.
On the way home.
We go home and visit home a couple of times a year. So we know that we're going to be there on a certain date. He has a bit of a Christmas shopping spree, even if it's not Christmas, before we arrive.
Yeah, the boys know we're coming home soon
because the parcels start arriving. But if we need anything else when we're not close to being at home to collect a parcel, we go to shops and buy them. So we do pay more money that way.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is...
Unless we're close to a friend's place, and we had a solar panel sent to Western Australia once.
Yeah, I think the problem is that we don't sit still long enough.
Yeah.
So we don't know where we're going to be to get something posted to. It's not like we're going to be sitting there for a fortnight. You know, we're 2 or 3 days and we're off. So it just doesn't work. So we find we just go to the shops, pay a few bit more and get things delivered to home. So thanks for that question, Maddie.
That's me.
Louise. Now, Louise is very observant.
Yes.
Louise has asked, what is that I wear around my neck? I seem to have it on all the time.
Yeah.
So she's observant, isn't she?
Yes, yeah.
Louise, that's an opal, which she thought it might be an opal. That is my Coober Pedy opal.
White opal.
So it's my souvenir from Coober Pedy, and it is my first real travel souvenir. I've had that around my neck for over 10 years. Never take it off. So you can only do that with solid opal. So yes, it is a solid opal. You shower in it, you swim in it, you do everything in it. Also, I have some solid opals on my fingers. I've got 2 Lightning Ridge opals, one of them which is a black opal, and a White Cliffs opal as well. So they're souvenirs.
Souvenirs, yes.
But they're all solids because no stubby holders for Glenn.
Stubby, yeah.
But the opals have to be solid to leave them on all the time as I do.
Yep.
So very observant, Louise. Brendan he's asking a man question.
Oh, is he?
What type of chainsaw do we carry?
We carry a Ryobi chainsaw, and I'm on my second one only because I was
First one lasted 10 years.
Yeah, first one lasted 10 years, and it was just about due for a new chain, but they were a bit hard to come by. So
that was a birthday gift too, wasn't it?
That was a birthday gift too, yeah.
Yeah, occasionally he gets gifts. I get experiences, but the Ryobi chainsaw is perfect for firewood.
Yeah.
You don't need any bigger, and it's a pretty compact device, but it chops through, logs like that which is big enough for your fire.
Yeah, I have used reciprocating saws, but they just give you a terrible arm pump. So don't bother with them. And yeah, it's been great.
Yep.
I've never been a chainsaw kind of guy.
I love my firewood. I got it.
No, with petrol chainsaws.
Oh, I see.
You've got to have your chainsaw around.
Yeah.
No,
it's not the manly thing for you. It's just to get the timber for the fire.
Yeah.
And I love a fire.
Here come the Brolgas
are coming
behind us. Yeah. Anyhow.
Next question. We're moving on to inside the van and food.
Yes.
A couple of ladies want to know a few foodie questions. So Helen asks, what staples do you keep in the pantry for simple meal prep where there is no restocking available?
Wraps. We carry a lot of wraps.
Yeah, wraps are handy. But firstly, I want to say, she says where there is no restocking available. There's pretty much always restocking available, even if it's just at a servo. Most roadhouses and that will sell you real basic essentials for big ticket item. Like they're expensive, but if you need it, you can get it. So it's not that there's never no restocking available. But lucky in a caravan, you do have the space to have a few staples like she's asking. So yeah, the wraps. I have a fair few of those Master Food squishy sachets that you just add meat to, and they're just pantry lines, so that's handy. The vacuum sealed rice you can get now as well. That's handy. Even though they might be microwave packets, just put them in a fry pan, warm them up. They're handy. Frozen peas and corn, so even if you can't get your fresh veg, you can always just chuck some frozen peas and corn, even if it's in a fry pan, again, if you're unpowered.
Chico rolls.
Oh yes, Chico. That's not really a staple,
No.
but Chico rolls are really nice on the barbecue. Cut them into 3 or 4 pieces.
As long as you don't burn them, you're right.
Yeah, so not the whole deep fried Chico rolls that you might remember as a kid. We barbecue them. But that's not really a staple. No. It's not really answering.
No, well, a pie's a staple, isn't it? Oh, no.
Well, no, that's your treat, Glenn.
Ah, okay. Right.
At the bakery. No, also like tin tomatoes, I suppose the staples that you would have at home is a tin of salmon, if you don't have any frozen meat or meat.
We only carry 2 soups just in case it gets cold.
Oh yeah, squishy soup.
Yeah, one suey in case you get the munchies.
That's because he likes them and they're easy just to add hot water.
Lots of salt.
Those meal in a cup things. Lots of salt. I don't like them, but if Glenn's hungry, he'll have one of them. If I don't feel like eating.
Me,
that's when I do that a bit. I don't feel like eating. Get yourself something.
Yeah.
So thanks for that question, Helen. Now, Lainey. Lainey has been watching our YouTubes, and there was one not too long ago where she saw me making a homemade burger.
I thought it was me.
You were cooking the patty.
Oh, okay.
So
I was doing the hard work.
She said the lettuce looked really nice and fresh. How do we keep lettuce nice and fresh in the caravan?
Tupperware.
It's not Tupperware.
Oh,
it's not.
Decor.
So I don't use my crisper in the bottom of the fridge because that doesn't work. I keep dairy and excess cheese and yogurts and stuff down there.
Yep. Bananas.
Yeah, tomatoes go okay down there, but that's about all. As for lettuce and other fruit and veggies, I just have one of those decor containers. It can't be on the top shelf. We have a gas 3-way fridge too. I don't know if that makes a difference, but the top shelf is very cool, so your lettuce would ice up there. So it's kept in the centre of the fridge in a decor container. Just squish the lettuce in there, can keep for weeks.
Cauliflower.
I'm
goes in
really-
there.
Yeah, cauliflower, broccoli, carrots.
That's about it.
That's about the staple, and lettuce and cucumber.
Yeah.
Go in there.
Yep.
And tomatoes go in the crisper.
I'm not a big fan of that.
You don't like the green stuff, I know.
No.
But I have to give it to you, like a child, to get your balanced diet. So there you go, Lainey. That's how we keep the lettuce fresh.
Yep. Easy one, that one. Yeah. What's next?
Debbie. Now this one, I think this will be our last question too, because this one we're still struggling with an
Getting hot
answer.
out here.
And it is getting hot in the sun. Debbie asks, considering you're full time, why do you only ever stay a few nights anywhere?
Because we're silly.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Do we know the answer to that anyway?
I don't know. Well, just taking, this is Camberwell, Billabong that we're at.
You
at
might
the
have
moment.
recognised that.
And we've had some terrible headwinds on the way here. So we thought, oh, we'll have an extra night so we don't have to fill up straight away and
But other
start
peop-
burning the fuel again.
Other people might stay here 10 nights,
Yeah.
you know. Well, that's the same with anything, Glenn. Other people seem to stay a lot longer than we do. We're very comfortable with 3 nights somewhere, maybe 4. If we need to get stuff done like car service, that's a big one. We'll stay longer.
Yep.
So, you know, we'll grocery shopping in a town. You know, you might stay a day or 2 longer. 7 days is a long stay for us, but that 10 at Darwin, that's our longest ever.
Yeah.
But
It does kind of offset the fuel bill.
when we
by
stay
staying
put,
Yeah.
and we have, like, in our first couple of years, 2 days was what our norm. Now it's 3 to 4.
Yeah.
So even though we say it's really hard to slow down, we have done that.
We've always been a bit of a fidget bums as far as finding something to do.
Yeah, I can't neither of us can sit still.
Yeah.
So we get to a destination, we go through the Wikicamps points of interest. Oh, and that's another thing, we do use Wikicamps like a Bible, like a lot of you do. Not just for campsites, but for dump points, water points, points of interest. So we go through all the points of interest and we'll visit every one of them. And that's why a lot of you say our content on our YouTube is great, because we show you things that other YouTubers don't. And that's because we go to pretty much every point of interest.
Yeah.
And some of them are really good, that
Yep.
are the lesser known ones.
Yeah, some of them we don't film.
Yeah, so we do all of that. You know, we do the essentials. We'll do, like, you know, restock, refuel, regas, all of that. And then what do? Oh, we might do some editing, because there's a fair bit of work in that.
Yeah.
There's a fair bit of work in that. But even, you know, sitting for a day doing editing, we need to move again.
Yeah.
So, Debbie, I don't know what the answer is. It's just the way we are, isn't it?
I think so.
We try and slow down, but we can't. So let's just face it, this is just what we do. And you guys like it, so, you know, win-win for everyone, isn't it?
Okay, well that wraps us up.
Yeah.
Until
So I
another-
hope that has answered a lot of your questions, or curiosity.
Yes.
And, yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Yes, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like
And subscribe. Thank you very much. That would be awesome.
Yep.
And
We'll catch you on the road.
on the next episode. See
See
ya.
you then. Bye.